So we'll see how to apply date formulas and how they'll be useful to us. So yes, see the set of formulas that are available here will deal with date and time. How do you want to process it and how to make use of these things? Let us see. So we have a function named date here. This will convert separate numbers into a date. So the way we want to look at a date, you can do that using date function. But you look at the parameters, it will ask you for the year value, month and day value. You need to provide in the same sequence, year, month and day, so that it will convert it into a date like this. So this is how it will be visible to us. These are separate numbers, but when I give them as an input to date function, you will get the output in this format. Let's go to date value. See, date value is a function used to validate dates. See, suppose I have today's date. Let's say I change this to general. I'm not going to display it in the date format. It's general. See, it shows me 43,981. That is the value of the date equivalent to today's date. How do we get this 43,981? You see, you type 1 anywhere and change it to a date. You see, it displays 1st Jan 1900. So that's the first day in Excel calculation. So for Excel, 1st Jan 1900 is the first day. It will store the dates from 1st Jan 1900 to 31st December 99 only. So the any values so which converted it into dates occurring between 1st Jan 1900 to 31st December 99. So those are the valid dates. Okay, any dates occurring between these for Excel. So only those dates can be converted into numbers also. So essentially they are stored as numbers only. But we don't understand 43,981, which day it is, which month, which year, we will not get it. For that reason, we'll keep it in this format. When we format it, the value will be displayed in this manner, which is understood by us. In the same manner, if I suppose provide a wrong value, so let me go here, I'll say 31st December, sorry, 31st Feb. Let us change this to general. See, nothing will change. It is showing me in the form of a text here. You can see here. All these are going to display the same thing. So it is not a valid date. There is no 31st Feb. When it is not a valid date, it cannot be converted into a number like this. So that's what this date value does. Now if I provide today's date as an input to date value, it should be in the form of a text only, then it will accept. That you should keep in mind. Dates are not allowed as an input to date value. I'll first make it as a text. Now for this, I'll say date value and choose this. See, it will give me equivalent value over here. Suppose I copied this and I put it here. You see, you will get value error, meaning this is not a valid date. So date value can be used to check for valid dates, whether the given date is valid or not. So if you have a huge list of dates, you could use date value function to validate it. Fine. So in this example, what's happening is we have some number, but it is not exactly in the form of a date or neither it is in the form of some text. It's just a number which cannot be converted into a date. See, this is too huge. So if you convert this 31st December 99 and See, I'll change this to a number. This value is far more larger than the value that is available here. So this is definitely not a date value. So if I have to get the date value, first I have to make this number look like a date. So if you observe closely, 20100803. So it is in the form of year, month, and day. I have to first make it look like that. So we have some function here named text. First, let me use this. Text is a function which is used to change the format of any number. I could also select these numbers and go change the format. That is another case. I don't want to change my original data. I should change its format and provide this as an input to date value function. That is my intention. So I'll choose this value. I'll change its format to 0000. This is year part, another two zeros, month part, and another two zeros in the form of day part. This is still a in the form of text only it is going to appear. It's not a date. Okay. Now you get it in this format. Now I can provide this particular function that we gave. I'll cut this. Now type date value and paste it here. Close the bracket, press enter. Now you get this. See, 40393. Let us check which date it is. Now we have the number. Let me go and check the date. So what date it provides? See, 3rd August 2010. This is your correct date. Okay. Only if the format that we gave here and we put it into date value, only if it is a valid date, it will give you the number like this. Otherwise, it will throw you value error. Let me show you. So you get value error for this. It says 30th Feb, so it gives you value error. We also have a value error over here. You look at this 31st November. There's no 31st November. So you will get a value error there also. Only if the dates are valid, it will be converted to a number. Otherwise, no.
Ma'am, for the text formula, we can shape it in any form.
Now let's see the other functions. Day function. I'll quickly. Now suppose I want to extract only the day part within a date. I could be using this. And you have to keep in mind all the output of day, month, year functions will be always numbers. It never gives you in the form of a text. Now in this date that I have, 3rd August 2010, 03 is the day part. So I would like to get that. I'll give this. It's going to fetch only the day part for me. So it applies for all the other dates as well. You will get it in the same manner. Whatever you have in the day part, that will be the output. So in the same manner, you could also use it for month and year as well. So you're using month function to get only the month value. Just get you the month. See, though you see text here, it's just a format, but the actual value is 8. So 8th month, it's going to give me the result in that. So nowhere you have the text as the output here. Year will give me the year part. Just choose this. See, this gives me year part away. So we also have this today function. Today is a function which is quite volatile and dynamic in nature, which keeps updating the date based on your current system date. Now, if I have provided today, I'll save this file and close it, and I open it tomorrow. It will show me tomorrow's date automatically. So this formula always displays me the current system date. Whatever is your system date, that will be displayed here. Now next, EO month, end of the month. This is quite useful function to check the last day of the month provided the month numbers. Now let me show you with an example, you will understand. See, it will ask you to provide start date and the number of months. Now suppose this is the start date. I say 0 months. It will give me the start date's last day of the month. So the start date is 3rd August 2010. So on that year and on that particular month, what is the last day of that month? So that will be provided. Now suppose I change the months to 6. 6 months after this given date, what is the last day of the month? You will get that. Now I give -2. It will give me 2 months before last day of the month. So you could be using 0, negative, positive numbers, and based on that, it will give you the output. But it is always going to provide you only the last day of the month. So that is the thing. So you can use this to either flag your data. So when I say flag, suppose you are into payables, account payables or receivables, let's say. So if in payables you have received so many invoices from your vendors. Now, what happens? You would like to check where exactly, on which date or on this month, how many invoices have to be cleared. So how many invoices are pending to be cleared for this month. So you can set all those things like that and check when exactly it has to be paid. So for this month's clearance, how many are there? You can use it like this. Fine. End of the month is useful in that manner. Now let's go to second. Just like we had functions for dates, we also have functions to deal with time here. I'll just quickly cover that. Second, see, if you choose the time here, it will only extract the seconds part. In the same manner, you also have hour. I'll just show all these functions in the same window. I'll select this. See, it only gives me the hour part. So this we took seconds. This is hour part. Now let's say minutes. You need to choose minute. Select this. It will provide you minute as the output here. So just like you have date function, you also have time function, which will convert three separate numbers into a time here. Let me show you. Time. See, you need to provide the input in the same order: hour, minute, and second. Choose this, minute and second. That will change it into a time format. So we also have other functions here. Now, weekday, week num. I'll show you. Now is a function just like today, whereas today function will get me the date, the current system date. Now function will give me current system time. What is the time currently? See, you change anything, it will update the seconds here. You observe the seconds. I'll delete this now. So likewise, it will give you the current system time. It keeps showing, it keeps getting refreshed as and when you change something in the workbook or worksheet. Let's go to weekday function. See, weekday is a function which will give me the output between 1 to 7. 1 is by default indicated as Sunday. 7 is used to indicate that it is a Saturday. In between whatever numbers occur, it is in the same sequence. Second is Monday, third is Tuesday, fourth is Wednesday, 5 is Thursday, 6 is Friday. In the same manner, you will get the output based on the date that you have provided. Now to use it, just type weekday, you choose a date, close bracket, You get to see 2 here, indicating it's a Monday. Now suppose I provide today's date in this cell. See, I have given 30th May 2020. It says 7, indicating it's a Saturday. Suppose I change this to 1st June. It's a Monday. So 30, it says 30th May, it says Saturday. 31st May, it should tell me it is a Sunday. So for Sunday, you get 1 over here. So based on the input that you provide, the weekday function will give the output from 1 to 7, indicating all the weekdays. 1 as Sunday, 7 as Saturday. Now week num function. So if we have 7 days in a week, we have 52 weeks in a year, 52 to 53 weeks in a year almost. So when you give a date as an input to week num, it will give me the output between 1 to 53. Now let me choose the date here. I'll press enter. You can see here, when you drag it, you are able to see the week numbers on which week of the year this date is occurring. You are getting the result. See, for December, it says 20th December, it says almost 51st week. 21st Jan, this is 4th week of the year. Likewise, you can see the weeks in which week it occurs. So usually the week nums and these things are used for businesses which have weekly payments, especially the construction industry, if you know it. So usually their billing is in weeks. So also they discuss the projects in weeks, 60-week project, 40-week project. So they will use these functions to calculate the duration like in this manner. So next we'll see how to use mathematical functions. So we have some set of functions here, quite simple, but you just have to know the application of it, where you need to apply. So whenever you have huge decimal places as an output, or let's say you have some data like that, you want to round it off. You round off the values to a certain decimal places only. Now I have a huge decimal value over here. You can see that in the formula. I want to reduce it and I want to set the number of digits to 2, let's say. You can go here. You can use either of these three: round, round up, round down. Round is generalized. It's going to go by a general method. Round up always tries to round it off to a higher value. Round down is vice versa. It is always going to try to provide or round it off to a lesser value. Now let's see that. I'll use round function. I'll use this number and I'll provide the number of digits to be 2. Now I'll use round up. See the same number, I'll again provide 2 here. And the same number again, I'll use it on round down. Use it with this, comma 2. See, it says this. So last zeros which occur at the last is insignificant. You don't have to worry about it. See. Now suppose I change the decimal values over here and say 1265. You look at the values. So it again changes. So depending on your input over here, the output provided by these three will vary in a very minute way, but you can again stick to these functions based on your requirement. If you want to round it off to a specific number of decimal places, you can use either round, round up, or round down. Now, in the same manner, I want to round off the whole numbers, let's say. So we are not rounding off to any number of digits here. So by the round off meaning, what I say is, suppose we have this number 2876. I want it in the multiples of 5 for me. Now, if I use, there are two functions, ceiling, floor. Ceiling will always give me higher value, floor will always give me lesser value. Now let me give the same example using a small number. You will understand it better, and then I'll provide the same thing. So suppose I have a number here, say 11. Now I want to round it off to a multiple of 5. Now when I say multiple, what is the next number? The number greater than 11 and completely divisible by 5. So when I divide that number by 5, the remainders should be 0. There should not be any remainders. So that will be 15. In the same manner, if I use floor function and give the same significance as 5, so it should give me the value less than 11 and completely divisible by 5. So that is 10. So 10 divided by 5, there is no remainder, it's 0. So in the same manner, these things will work. See, I use 2876, that's the input here. So we need to use ceiling. See, the new version of Excel displays it as ceiling math, but the function is same. It's going to provide the same kind of output. You need to choose the number, mention the significance, that is, which numbers multiple do you want to get. So I'll say 5. You see, next number greater than 2876 and divisible by 5. It gives me 2880. Same manner, I'll choose floor. I'll use the same value and say 5. It gives me 2875. So number less than 2876 and divisible by 5. So you could give any significance here. I chose 5 because it's easy to calculate and show you the example. You could give any number over here, 11, 2, 3, 9, anything. Depending on the significance you have provided, it is going to round off these numbers. So these are especially used in costing. See, suppose you have an organization, you bring in a lot of raw materials, you have to calculate the rent, labor, all these things, and decide the price of the products that you sell. Now, if the price of the products is in a transactional way, like which helps you maintain the cash easily, we want to round it off to that level, let's say, you can always go for the ceiling, floor. So you can use these functions in that place. Yourself muted. See here, some product and product. I have these two functions, product and some product. So this product is similar to your sum function. Sum adds all the numbers, product multiplies all the numbers that you provide as an input. Now suppose I provide product, I'll choose these two numbers. Only two numbers I'll choose. See, 5 into 10. It should give me 50. Now let us increase the range. I'll just increase it to this. It says 16,200. So 50 into 6 into 54. So it's like this, 50 into 236 into 6 nines 54. And that's how we got this 16,200. So any number you provide here, it is going to multiply all the numbers that you provide as an input to it. In any direction you multiply, it is the same. So 2 into 3 is same, 3 into 2 is same. So in the same manner, it's going to provide the result here. But some product, is a really special function, I can say. It reduces the two parts, that is, two steps into one step. So I'll give you an example here. You go and purchase some items from a shop. You get a bill, let's say a printed bill, which tells you the item name, quantity that you have purchased, unit price of that particular product. And when you multiply quantity and the unit price, you get the total. So likewise, you have this unit price, quantity, and total, three columns for all the items that you purchased. But how did we get the total column? When we multiplied unit price into quantity. So all these totals are products of unit price and quantity. Now when you add all the total values, it becomes the grand total. That's the amount that you have to pay. That is sum of all the products. So sum product. So the sum product is going to work in a similar manner. You use sum product. The input for this should be given in this manner. First array, comma, second array. So it will first multiply all numbers row wise, and once we get the result for all the multiplication, all those products will be added together. That's how you'll arrive at this value. Now let us check manually. 5 into 10 is 50. 6, 2 into 3 is 6. And this is 54. So when you add these three, you will get 110. Likewise, you can provide any number of columns you want. I have taken only 2 columns to explain here. We'll see how to work on text formulas now. Again, these formulas are really helpful when you have to clean your data, especially the text which you have. You want to change the text case, that is the values in uppercase or mixed case. You want to change its case to lowercase or uppercase or proper case. So, and also you want to extract a part of the text. So these things can be achieved using text functions. So let's see one by one. So here we have these three functions: upper, lower, and proper. Irrespective of the input for these three functions, so the input can be in any case: upper, lower, proper, mixed, anything. If you provide that as an input to lower, it will change all those to lowercase. See, I'll choose this. It's changing to lowercase. Now suppose I mixed the case here. I gave something like this. I have some cap letters also in between. So it will change everything to lowercase. Irrespective of your input, this will give me in lowercase. So you can use this whenever you have email IDs typed in mixed case or uppercase. You want to keep everything in a single format, you can just quickly use lower and change its case so that you have the uniformity in the data. In the same manner, you could be using upper also, which will change the data to uppercase. It's like this. And proper will give me caps for the first letter of each word that we have. So we have two words here: Bill, MacArthur. Bill, B will be caps, MacArthur, M will be caps if I use proper. This is how it will display. Now the next, len function. Suppose I have to get the number of characters present in my text. How many characters are there in this? So for that I use len function. I provide that text as an input to it. It is giving me the total number of characters present there, including space. See, even the space is counted here. That is also one of the characters. So if I type my name here, SHRI, this is 4 characters, space is 5th character, VIDYA. So I have again 5 characters. So it says 10. Actually, my name has got only 9 characters. There is a space in between, even that is counted. So it is 10 characters. That's how len functions. Find function again. So you must understand something here. There are few functions which doesn't make any sense at all when you use it individually. Just like this len, find, and there are other functions also like repeat. I'll be showing you that. But when you use them along with other functions, they help the other functions to become dynamic. I'll show you how to use it. Before that, so we'll see how to use find function. Find is a function used to find the character's position within the text or a substring's position within the text. Now, when I say substring or a character, see, character is any single letter here or a symbol. Substring could be a sequence of them. See, in this basil, leaf, ground, whole, it's a big text. I choose only leaf. Leaf is a substring. In this bigger string, I have a small one chosen that becomes a substring. So you could provide a single character or a substring in the find function that will fetch you the starting position of that, where exactly it occurs in the text. Now, suppose I want to find the position of, let's say, I in this word, in this text. See, you look at the sequence of parameters. Find text. You have to provide the character that needs to be searched for. I give I. And find is case sensitive, guys. So be careful. You need to provide it in the same case. Only then it will search for it. Within text, text is this. Smart term is different. I'll come to that. See, it says 4. Let's check. BASI. SI. I is at the fourth position. So find function is going to help me find at which position the given character is present in the text that we have provided. Suppose, so here in the question and example, they're asking us to find the open brackets position. It's a symbol. I've used that. You need to provide it in double quotes. Or you can provide the input in a different cell and choose that. If you're using the characters or text directly within your function, make sure you use double quotes. See, open bracket, it's 12. Now suppose I chose L. There are so many L's here. Vessel, in that we have an L. Leaf, in that we have an L. Whole, in that also we have an L. Now, if I provide L and press enter, you see, it will always give me the first occurrence of it, BASIL. That's the fifth character. That is where we can first see L. Now, suppose I want to find the second instance. Then I have to use that start num that we had here. So start num, what do you provide? So from which character we need to find L again? We know at fifth character already L is there. So I'll say from sixth character, search for L. It says 7. See, because leaf, it starts from seventh character. Now I want to search beyond this. We also have another L. I would like to get its position. So I'll say from 8th character, check for another L. It says 25. So this L is 25th character that is present here. Likewise, you can use find function to get the position of characters in the given text. Now let's go for left function. So left is a function which is used to print the characters from the beginning of the text. Now I have some employee names here. I would like to split the first name and last name. Let's say I want to print only the first name of employees here. You can choose left. See, it will ask you two things. Text, number of characters to be printed. Text will choose this. First name of this employee is 5 characters. I'll give 5. It will print 5 characters. As simple as that. But again, we don't have the same number of characters for all the employee names here. It could change. See, here it is only 3 characters, here it is 7, so somewhere it is 5 again. So it keeps changing depending on the name that we have here. So how to take exactly the number of characters that is there for first name? How to find it out? So we have a workaround. You need to use a logic here. Use left function. See, we know Annie is of 5 characters. Diana is 5 characters. Jamie is 5 characters. Even Sandy. But Michael, you can see, it is 7 characters. Now, how did we know that this is only first name and these are the number of characters? We stopped counting the characters at space. When we found space, we stopped. So that's the indication that the first name ends there. Now we are going to use the same. All employee names have got a space here. So I could be using that and print the first name. So we have this, let it be like this. I need to find space character. Find space character position. So that all characters before the space is considered first name. So I am going to use this logic. So find space, I'll give in double quotes. I'll use within text. Now this gives me position of space. I can't use this directly as the number of characters here. See, it is 5. So to make it 5, I should just say minus 1 over here. Now that gets me the value. Instead of 5, I'll just refer to this. I'll get the exact thing. I'll select these two. I'll copy paste it till the end. You can see it is taking the exact values of first name for all employees here. So these kind of logics you need to think it over and build it on your own. Okay. Now let's see right function. See, right is just opposite of the left. The way it functions is just opposite of left. Right will print the characters from the end of the text, not from the beginning. See, if I use right, I just give the text as an input. The number of characters that has to be printed, I'll just provide, let's say 3. Only 3 will be printed, 3 characters from the end of this text. Now using write function, they're asking us to get the last name of the employees. Now if you take this example, we have Annie Phillips. Phillips is of 7 characters. Now if I use write function and choose the text here and say 7, it's going to print. Again, like we saw in the first name, the last name's number of characters is not same. It's going to vary. Now, how am I to print only the last name characters in a proper way? Let me show you. I'll take this Diana Stone as an example. I'll select this. I'll increase the font size. So let's take the number of characters as well. Now even for this, I'll increase. So here, you look at the position of space. See space, the find function will always count the space character from the beginning itself. It doesn't count from end. Here, the position of space is at the 6th character. I have to print 5 characters after space. See, after space, whatever word is present, whatever number of characters are present, all that belongs to last name. Now, if I have this is before the space character. Now, how to get it done? We use write. Write will always print from this side. So the count of the space character will go wrong if I use that in the write function. Now, what I can do is I can take the length of this entire text and subtract the position of space from it. See, length of this is 11. 11 minus 6 will give me 5. So stone is 5 characters. Let's check for other names also. I'll use Rob Dukes here. See, for Rob Dukes, position of space is 4. The total length is 9 characters. 9 minus 4 will get me 5 characters. So I'll use the same logic in my function over here. Now let's go here. Instead of 7, I'll just say find, see, first length should be found. Length of this text. And subtract the length from find function. Find what? Space character. Again, within this text, close bracket. You're getting this. Let's check for other names. See, you get the results accurately. So we'll continue with
Okay,
the other
ma'am.
functions tomorrow. I'll stop
Okay.
the session here.
Hmm.
Okay.